Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Dungeons and Distractions. I'm your DM, Webby, and I almost said host again. God dang it. Joining me tonight, we got Anthony.
Hello, I'm Anthony. I play Astonis.
And we got Austin.
What's up, guys? I'm Austin. I play Talon Knight. He's got that bad kitty cat name, Dang.
And we got Chris.
What's up, everybody? My name is Chris, and I play Tannen. Hi.
And we got Devin.
Hey, everybody. I'm Devin. I play Tez.
And we got John.
Hello, I'm John, and I play Brenna.
And we got Rob Equist.
Hey, guys. I'm Rob, and I play Trip.
We got Rob Wallace out of nowhere.
All right. Pretty speedy breakdown of what happened last time. The group dropped off their cursed gold back at the Mage Tower to the mummies. They went back to Cairn. Brenna went to the House of Lady Favors.
Is that what we're calling that now?
She went to the whorehouse.
Okay.
I was trying to, flower it up a little bit at least.
House of ill repute. How about that?
There you go.
She's trying to deflower it a little bit.
Everybody else managed to find their way back to what they thought was essentially their HQ. They were given a building to turn into kind of like their outpost. And then they found out that some of the slaves that they saved from the orc encampment decided to take it upon themselves to turn their HQ into a business, and now the party owns an inn. Astonis spoke with Walter for a bit regarding some wands that may or may not have talked to him because of a specific chaos demon, which reminds me, I gotta take this list back out. And the party met a new individual by the name of Tez, who they decided to sit down and have drinks with. Maybe some of them a few too many, because we ended the episode with Talon saying probably a little too loudly about Trip being a demon in a crowded inn. So that's where we leave off.
Actually, he said I was a vampire, not a demon.
I thought he said demon, but
I'm sure nothing bad will come out of it.
He said if you're a vampire or something like that, it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I said he was a vampire, Tez.
Which it is. I mean, it is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's what if you're a vampire like my man Trip here, that's fine. That's what he said.
Yeah, which caught the eye of
Everybody.
a somewhat well-armed group of individuals next to you.
Do we notice them noticing us?
Trip and Tez do. Go ahead and roll me perception check, Talon, with disadvantage.
Okay, good, because I'm gonna take another swig.
That's fine.
Are you going to die?
Break it, then you buy it, man.
You notice them glancing in your direction.
like looking out of the corner of my eyes at my drink.
The three women are kind of like shooting glances over every so often, just trying to be discreet about it. The Minotaur is staring at you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I just look back to Tez. So, what are you going to do now?
I think the better question is, what are you going to do?
What do you mean?
I mean, he's going to literally get up and like move tables. It's like, I don't think these people like you anymore.
Where's she go? You guys don't. I looked at Tusk. You don't like me anymore?
No, that's not it. I think you should probably cut back on the drinking slightly, and she also moved.
Oh. Chip?
Yeah. Yes.
Am I drinking too much? Push my cup away.
I learned it.
he looks over at his barrel. For you, maybe. I think you're just being a little too loud.
Oh. I look over to the table next to us and I say, sorry. And then I say, I'm going to go to bed.
This very large minotaur decides to walk over and just sit down next to you.
Oh, I slide in my drink. We can have this. I'm done.
Ask him if he's snazzy. It works like a charm.
Are you snazzy?
He finishes your drink and high or low, Talon?
Hi.
Places the cup down, just kind of grunts at you.
May we help you? And he kind of Trip glances at the ladies. Or any of your friends?
I like peek around the Minotaur. Hmm?
I just start dealing Tuscan like a hand of poker.
Oh yeah, she'll play. She used to be a bandit. She knows. She knows what's up.
I just grab some other guy like, hey, come over here. We just start playing poker, ignoring that table completely. You guys got this.
The Minotaur is going to look at you, Trip, and say, no, but your friend here, I might have a couple questions for him. And he stands up and kind of grabs Talon by the scruff of the neck.
Huh? Why can't we ask him right here?
Privacy. And then he starts walking away with you.
I will stand and start to follow.
He'll turn and grunt at you.
Tez just yells. He's like, depending on what happens, you may be married now.
What? I like, after that, like, I turn around and, like, try to push the Minotaur's hand away. And I'll say, you're not trying to marry me, are you? Point a finger at him.
Roll a strength check with disadvantage.
10.
Crit 20. He looks at you and he kind of smirks and he just says, I'm going to do what I want.
No. I whistle.
He's just kind of walking away, dragging you along.
Where's that name?
I'm still following. You didn't scare me away.
He whistles. He's so drunk, like he can't really whistle. So like it's just like, where's that in?
It just comes up.
Damn it.
So, Trip, show me where you're moving.
I would love to, but I forgot to launch the game. Hold on.
Chip, come
I would
on.
love to, but
While Trip
Trip.exe
is momentarily distracted, the Minotaur is going to continue dragging you off.
Trip.exe is unresponsive. Please try.
I look at Tusk and I'm like, what the fuck? All right, like, as he's dragging me, I'm just letting him, like, I have no say over this. My feet are just dangling as he's dragging me. I say, Tusk, what the fuck?
Tusk is going to kind of give you a wry smile, and she's going to say, oh, don't worry. I heard most Minotaurs are very gentle.
Damn it. I just let it happen. I just let my body go limp.
He's going to move again.
This time, Austin the cow have you.
And then she's going to kind of step in front of you.
Sorry, Chip. I'll just wave. I'll be all right. I guess.
Call for your doorman. Maybe he'll help you. I doubt it.
I'm not wearing a hat, but I kind of make the motion of tipping my hat. And I say, excuse me, ma'am. And then I'm going to Misty step over to here.
Nice.
I won't wait. All right. You do that. The Minotaur doesn't see you do that, though. She's just gonna kind of move over here, I guess. The Minotaur is gonna look down at Talon and he's gonna say, what was this you said about your colleague being a vampire? He's talking kind of hushed. Like he's not trying to make a big deal of it like he thought you were.
Who? Trip?
He shrugs because he's not sure which one you were talking about. He just heard vampire.
Oh. I'm just saying it's okay if he is. You know, I don't judge.
I do.
Well, that's okay.
Me and vampires don't really get along.
You know, that's funny you say that. I didn't used to get along with orcs, but then I met one.
He shakes you a little bit, like you're talking about back on task, little man.
Oh, 1 second. Look, hey, this place right here. I'm part owner of this, so.
If
And
that were true, I think more people would be trying to help you.
Unless they know I can handle myself, and I just like smile and wink at him.
I like to think I don't hear that, and even though I don't hear that, I just yell, "Nope, you probably won't."
Oh no, you don't hear it because if he's talking to me, hushed, I'm talking.
Does a 22 hit your AC?
Oh yes.
Takes 7 bashing damage. As soon as you say they think you can handle yourself, he has you by the collar. He just one-handedly slams you into the wall and hits your head into the wall, and he just stares at you like.
Yeah, I'm swinging. I'm pulling a sword and swinging at him.
Okay.
Ashen Fire.
Roll with disadvantage.
Oh boy.
17.
Misses.
Yeah. Second attack. Offhand. Which one was that? Ashen Fire? Yeah.
18 misses.
So.
Second attack.
You see he's starting to get very angry.
Oh, I don't care. Second attack. 13. Damn it! I just like grit my teeth as I like swing and just cut up the wall and floor and stuff.
You Kylo Ren and shit.
Yeah.
He just kind of growls at you. Listen, I just want to know if it's true. If whoever it was you're talking about is a vampire.
That's none of your fucking business.
That's a 24.
That'll do it.
You see, he's not pulling out any type of weapon or anything. He keeps every time you get mouthy, he just kind of slams you into the wall. Ooh. That's 10 more bludgeoning damage.
All right.
If you really want, I can go over there and get my weapon to make it fair.
Like I'll stagger back a little bit and I'll just shrug at him. Just do what you got to do.
I'm gonna walk up behind the Minotaur and like tap him on the shoulder.
Make a dex save for me.
Oh, okay. The heck is my dex save?
Webby, would I have heard any of this from my room upstairs?
With the rowdiness that the general bar and inn has, you probably wouldn't hear this specifically. You definitely hear a lot of noise.
Okay, so I wouldn't notice anything differently then.
There might be some hoots and hollers, like some cheers and stuff happening at this point, because now there's something interesting.
But that's
what was
that's normal bar.
I rolled 14.
14. So you narrowly duck out of the way as when you tap this Minotaur on the shoulder, he spins, still holding Talon, and almost hits you with Talon, and then faces you. And Talon, I'm going to say that you went over trip, landed right about there, but you're still being held. Yes.
I'll throw my swords down and just like emptily swing. Like he's probably got it too far away.
Would you mind putting my friend down, please?
He did take swings at me with a sword. Can I put him down a little on the right?
Trip just shrugs. As long as you put him down.
Ooh, this one might be close. 18 to AC?
Yeah.
Okay. Takes 7 more bludgeoning damage. He just like lifts you up a little further and just essentially the floor and lets go of you.
Yeah, Talon will just like, I guess, wipe blood from like the cut of the side of his head and just be like, damn it. And just sit there for a second.
The Minotaur like huffs at you and says, looks like somebody did have to come rescue you. Are you the vampire?
Chip looks really annoyed. What is this with everyone thinking I'm a vampire? I'm not.
He said it.
Fucking
He said it.
vampire.
He points
I know
to
he
Talon.
said it. He says it all the time. It's not true.
Okay, I mean, it's not a deception check. 'Cause yeah, all right, he believes you. He just kind of shrugs. He says, "What about that other guy? Is he the vampire?" This guy said something about vampires.
He points to Talon. For some reason, he thinks I'm a vampire. He's always talking about it. He knows I'm not, but he still calls me a vampire, especially when he's drunk. But...
Mid-sentence, the Minotaur splashes a small vial of water in your face and just looks at you. And then shrugs and says, "Okay, I just had to be sure." And just kind of meanders off. Like...
Trip wipes down his face and he looks down at Talon. That's the third time that's happened to me since I've joined your group.
Talon like looks mad, but then he'll like crack a little bit of a smile at that. And then he'll stand up.
This lady will come over and tap you on the shoulder, Trip.
I'll turn towards her.
She also splashes a little bit of water from a flask in your face and smirks and then walks away.
I look at Trip and I'm just like, hey, that was good. That was good.
It was.
Okay. All right. Well, I've had enough. I'm going to go upstairs.
All right. So Talon wanders off.
Yeah.
I'll go back to this table with Tuscan.
Talon, when you wander out back to go upstairs, you see Tannen sitting at one of the long party tables out back with a humongous tray and platter of food in front of him. Tannen, this is probably twice your body weight in food.
Well, I mean, that's still not much food.
Well, it was also
Tannen doesn't
described
like
to you that it was, I think it was broiled dwarf that was being served to you.
Okay, gotcha. So you're gonna walk in and see Tannen in a bathrobe and with his hair kind of like in like the towel twist.
Huh. Make yourself at home, Tannen.
This place is great. Huh. I never would have imagined.
Yeah. It's fun out there. Don't mention that strip thing.
Tannen, you see a little bit of blood trickling from Talon's forehead.
Good night.
Yeah.
And I'll start to walk towards the steps.
Looks like a good time. You have fun with that. It's a bit rowdy for me.
Just wave to him and go.
You want to eat before you go to bed? Okay. Bye.
When you say eat, like he stops at the steps, mid-step,
Oh.
and just turns around.
I mean,
All
there's
right.
no way I'm gonna complete this meal. I mean, I'll eat most of it, but you can have a bite too.
I'll sit down with him.
So, I've had a lot of you guys' adventures and stuff, man. But how did you get here? Like, how did you? Like, it's crazy to me that just this guy, this normal dude from Cannes of all places, just this port town where nobody really sticks around for too long. Like this kid just how did you get to be fighting devils and demons and like
Tell him to like swallow whatever bite he has and say, just kind of happened. One day, this place got attacked by orcs. I helped fight them off. Takes another bite. And it's all history from there.
Interesting. Okay. So the city gets attacked by an orc raid, and you step in.
Well, I wasn't too fond of orcs then. I am now. Got a friend, best friend, one of my best friends.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Tusk. Yeah.
Yeah.
She seems like a sweetheart. I haven't really, spoken much to her, but
Yeah.
seems like a good person to be around and to have around.
She usually has my
I
back.
haven't really lived with too many people around me. I usually travel pretty light.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
where'd you come from, Tannen?
Oh,
You know everything about most of us, but we don't know that much about you. You're into some weird stuff.
well, the village that I originally came from is no longer there. It's but I didn't spend too many years there. I kind of my powers manifested, and my parents thought it best to send me into hiding. I do know from letters that I've got a gigantic family, but with those letters came warning not to really trust them. I'm talking, cousins in the hundreds.
Hmm.
I've got a legion of a family, so yeah, not really to trust them, because there are certain people in my family that, when my powers manifested, they wanted to take advantage of it for their own, purposes, whatever those were. So my parents sent me to hide at the Wildspire, amongst the people studying to be wizards.
What did they want to do? What did they want to use you for? You don't know?
Oh, it's just my parents never really mentioned it, and they're long gone now. I never really got the chance to.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ask. Oh yeah,
Sorry,
no.
man. I touched the side of his face. I'm sorry, man.
You're drunk. You're drunk, aren't you? You're a little bit drunk.
Hey.
Okay. You get touchy when you're drunk.
Yeah. Hey, look. It's okay, man.
And I feel like with your hands still on the side of my face, this is getting to be sort of a bad touch.
Oh, pull my hand back.
I appreciate the gesture, but
yeah. I know about bad touches.
It lingered.
Not supposed to bad touch.
And I'm gonna point to the cut on your head and say, "Is that one of those bad touches?"
This is.
Okay, who gave you that shiner?
Hey, don't worry about it. A patron of the bar. He's gonna be all right. This is just.
Okay, then. No details. Got it. Weird, but
The
whatever.
big minotaur out there.
I didn't notice a minotaur out there. Okay, all right, right on. There's a minotaur out there. It's probably
He's
got
strong. And fast.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm done here. You can finish up with what you want. Feel free. Go for it. I'm gonna head to bed.
All right.
Kind of wiped out.
Night, Tannen.
Good night, bud.
All right, let's go to Astonis. So you're up in your room. Are you just hiring for the evening, or?
No, since Walter told me that there's a new guy downstairs, I'll probably go downstairs and see what's up.
Okay. Once you get downstairs, you do see Trip and Tusk and this new gentleman sitting at a table.
Oh, okay. So I'll walk up to the new gentleman, and I'll kind of I'll just go up to him. Excuse me. Are you Taz? Tez?
I am Tez. Who are you?
I am a student of Walter's. I believe you've met him.
I have. Good man. Really good man.
Yep, one of the best. I'll just point to the chair next to him and like kind of like give it like a, do you mind?
That's a free bar. If you're with these guys, I think you own it.
True, but I don't like just joining someone else's table. I don't like it when people do that to me.
I mean, you got to make friends somehow.
Eh,
Just the other day, I sat down at this random Minotaur's table, and we became fast friends. I may have sent him to his death, but that's another story for another day. I'm sure he's fine.
That's normally what you do to friends.
I'm
kind
sure he's
of
fine.
looking at Trip and Tuss as I say that.
I sense a story. Is there a story? I want to hear a story. Tell me a story.
Let's just say we all probably should have died here or there. I understand you're from a long time ago.
I mean, I guess it depends on what you consider a long time ago, but yes.
Tusk cuts in and says, astonished, are you calling him old?
I don't actually know his age, but
He's sort of removed from time, let's say.
Yes.
Ah.
I am removed from time. And then he'll reach into reach in a bag and pull out a piece of paper and like you see him flipping through a couple times and be like, here we go. Let's see. So if everything checks out, I'm about 140, maybe about around there somewhere, give or take a few years.
Webby, I don't remember if I asked. Would I have read the story of Tez and his group?
Walter would have filled you in on what he knew. He just knew that they were an adventuring party and that they had dealings with the same mask.
Were they like a renowned group?
Roll
Any particular like?
a history check.
Okay.
The only one in the party who's good at history.
No, I knew. Remember, I talked about your compatriots last time.
Sure you did.
That's because I'm so old.
Wait, if this is magical, will I get advantage on it?
It's not magical. This is more like the lore of if his adventuring party has had a reputation before.
Damn it, Anthony. You're plus
I'm
10,
sorry.
man. No, you're plus 10, dude. Like you rolled a 2.
I know that. It's not my fault. Well, I miss the good old days when no matter what, I always get like at least a 40 something.
I know.
You would know that there have been dozens and dozens. Adventuring parties come and go through Cairn constantly. You would know that Tez's adventuring party that he was with before was based out of Cairn. Like he is from here.
Oh, okay.
I'm the original you.
Oh, you're nowhere near as greedy as I am. But actually, hold up, you haven't paid for shit yet. Okay, yes, you are. You have a staff on your back. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'll look at the staff. Like, I have heard of your group, but I can't seem to remember. Are you a magic user? And I'm kind of like nodding towards the staff.
He looks at the staff. I dabble.
Tez, roll a perception check with advantage because you guys are close, but it is a loud inn.
Sure, I can do this. 28.
Okay. From somewhere around Astonis, you hear, "Yeah, right. He's a chump."
Do I hear this? This is on my body.
Yes, you do.
Is it a wand or is it a staff?
It's the wand. It's one of the wands.
I'm assuming it's because we identified which one was which. I think I'm gonna go ahead and guess it was the identify magical or the find hidden traps or whatever.
It's the trap one.
It was George Costanza. Got it. Okay.
They're still fucking talking, motherfucker. When he says that, I'm like, not a sorcerer, are you?
I am not.
Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough.
Trip's
What-
looking at your chest where I'm assuming the sound came from, and he looks up at you and he goes, "Oh yes, Astonis, that reminds me. Troll is here somewhere. Again."
When he says that, I'm like, well, nice meeting you guys, and I'm going back to my room.
And before you walk away, Tez is like, I don't want to alarm you, but you do seem to have something talking inside of you. I don't think that's healthy. You may want to get that checked out. Just saying.
I tried, and they thought I was crazy.
I mean, usually when you're crazy, the other people don't hear the voices.
No, I know, but yeah, well, maybe now that other people have heard it also, they'll actually believe me. But anyways, some things here, you guys take care. Trip, let me know when he's gone. I'll be in my room.
I will, but that's not going to help you.
When you say around, how close is around?
Do I have the same headache as when near the mummy tomb, or is it?
It's lessened.
He's not as close as he was before.
Mm, okay, I need it. I think I asked Walter about your little demon friend. He just didn't give me that much information. Okay, fine. I'll sit back down since he says that. Anyways, what are your plans, Tez?
Play a couple more hands of poker. Since the drinks are free, probably keep drinking. Eat some noodles. I don't know. Eat some food. I heard the food's really good.
When he says like, since it's free, you just notice you see me like notice he like twinge a little bit. I'm like, and like, do you still have that giant barrel next to you?
Oh, like the tankard of ale next to me that I'm just dipping my cup into occasionally?
Yeah,
Definitely. That. Yes. I definitely have that.
yeah. Okay.
And then, like, as you do that, like he looks you in the eye. You just see him pick up the cup and just slowly dip his glass in it and pull out, and then take a sip without breaking eye contact and put it back on the table.
Trip goes, "Oh, that also reminds me," and he grabs like a passing waiter.
Yeah, there's a waiter. Well, I'll say there's a waitress at one of your tables.
Okay, so I point to my barrel, and I say, "Send one of these over to that table," and I point to this one, and then I point specifically to her, and I say, "And tell her, good one."
Right away. Ale by the barrel. Gotcha. And she wanders off.
Tez like, oh, is she your type?
Can I send message to her so only she can hear?
Sure. Yep.
Okay, I do that, and I'd say, no more barrels, please. That's it. Two is enough.
She runs out screaming because you think she's going crazy because somebody's talking to her.
As one of the individuals who work here starts rolling one of the barrels out to that table that you wanted, Trip, Astonis, right around the same time, you actually see a couple people rolling three other barrels, slightly smaller than the ale ones, but they're still barrels, and they're rolling them straight out the front door.
Wait, well,
Pretzel.
wait. Oh, hold up. I think what's the?
Did they pass by the table? That table I sent the one to. Did they pass by this table yet?
Yeah, they're passing you, and they're on their way to bring it to that table.
Yeah.
Oh, they're bringing it to the table. Okay.
Yeah, and then there's three smaller barrels that are being pretty much rolled out the front door.
I'm gonna. Well, actually, yeah. That's Fritzl's, right?
Yep.
Okay, he paid. That's fine. Where I'm gonna look over at Trip. Where did Talon go?
He got drunk and beat up, so I think he's sleeping it off. That's all the information I have on that.
Yeah, I point to the Minotaur. I'm like, oh yeah, no, he got manhandled by that Minotaur. I'm pretty sure he has to move states now. It's legal. He has to move continents now. He has to leave.
Dibs on his share of this building. And I'm gonna just wait. I guess I don't know what we're planning on doing.
Okay. Well, the evening you are getting pretty deep into the evening. So this would probably be right around the time that you guys would probably go for a rest and retire. So
I stay up for a while longer, and if anyone comes back, I am leading a conga line around the bar.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
I'd stay up to see that.
Well, I don't want to see this. 'Cause that's just money down the drain.
There's a conga line of drunk patrons and myself dancing around this horrible taste and rug. Your rugs ain't shit. I'm just saying.
Man, that's a fancy rug, though.
It's fancy, but it's like Catholic priest fancy. Like, so it's like if you have any type of taste, it's just bad.
Hey man, where else are we gonna find a rug that is bigger than six tables?
That's right. It's humongous.
I mean, I like to think in game it's just like a giant twister board. Like it's just a constant game of Twister happening. Why are there geishas here?
You don't know. Hey, don't ask questions.
As Astonished heads up the stairs, since he's like, I'm not watching this. As soon as he gets like almost out of earshot, Trip yells, "Around on the owners!"
Me and the conga line all like raise our fists in triumph. Yes.
All right.
Is wait, Webby, I gotta ask you important questions here.
Oh God.
Is the Minotaur in the conga line?
No.
Are you sure?
I am.
Can I convince him otherwise?
These two ladies right here join the conga line. The two on the opposite side, the Minotaur and the other lady, will not.
Can I convince them otherwise?
You can certainly try.
Roll the 19 persuasion, so that might help. Maybe a little influence there.
Tannen persuades him through dream.
Dream and interpretive dance.
Yeah, I like to think that Tannen like is sleepwalking in the conga line.
He's just like
upstairs.
standing. He's like standing in the center, like just like dancing, just going crazy.
Ole.
All right. So that all happens.
Yes, it does.
Everybody can retire for the evening. You get a full night's rest. Nothing happens throughout the night. Let me see. Brenna, can I have you roll a d20?
D20. Just a flat D20?
Yep.
Is this to see if he has herpes now, Webby?
You don't know.
That'll be a con roll.
First of all, that'd
be a Constitution save. That'd be a Constitution save.
She's a he. She's not a
save
he.
against the herpaderp.
Herpaderp. Why can't I find the dice roller? For my brain has gone dead.
Please be a cold sore. Please.
There it is.
Please be a cold sore.
Shush. Ooh, that's not good.
It's not a cold sore.
Okay. Brenna, while you fall asleep in your pile of ladies,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's how we described it last time.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
She missed a unfortunate.
You have a very restless sleep.
Uh-oh.
You keep remembering your sisters and yourself running into combat on an open grassy field against a horde of undead creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing many of them fall before you.
Right.
You've had a similar dream to this, but it usually ends right around the time where you're getting killed off in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
This time it persists. They're being dismembered. Like horrible, horrible things are happening to your former, adventuring party. Your former family. I would like you to roll a D10,000.
Oh Lord. Oh boy. My favorite. Oh right. How do I do that again? I can't remember. D slash D slash roll.
Roll.
10,000? D 10,000.
1D 10,000, yeah.
1d 10,000. You only have to do
Thank
/R too, not the whole roll.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's
It'll work
fine.
either way.
It's fine. Is that 10,000? Yes, it is. Oh God. 654.
Well, that's really low on the
That's
list.
low.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
We gonna find today.
All right.
Love these things.
It's canon, by the way. Like Tez falls asleep in a bed. He wakes up in the closet.
All right. So, Brenna, when you wake up the following morning, you can regain your hit points as normal, regain your spent hit dice, if any. You have 1 point of exhaustion, and you wake up to screams and essentially you hear some of the girls yelling downstairs, and some of the town guard they're calling for the town guard. And as you're coming to, you're lying next to like 2 dead bodies.
Oh God.
and a couple women who are still alive who look very beat up. And they're cowering in fear of you.
What the hell happened? What's going on?
They start crying immediately once you start talking.
Oh my gosh. What in the blue blazes is going on? What did I do?
You also are slightly covered in blood.
She looks down, looks up, looks down again. Well, that's unexpected. That was a wilder time than I ever thought I'd have. Did one of you get certain objects out that I shouldn't have been around? She kind of stumbles around looking confused, feeling tired, and wondering what is going on. She hasn't kind of cottoned on yet that they are terrified of her. She's more like, why are we scared?
Right. And as you move towards the door that goes downstairs, because you're on the second floor of this building, you do catch wind that there are women downstairs in the building screaming outward for town guards. Come quick.
She walks downstairs. She's still confused. She doesn't know what's going on. She thinks initially that they're talking about something else, then looks down again at her body and goes, okay, I did something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it
As
is.
you walk downstairs, they start screaming louder. One of the women behind a desk arms herself. She just has like a little stiletto, like letter opener or something.
Right. Okay. So the only item that Brenna has at this point, including clothes, is her axe.
Yes.
Because she would never let that out of her sight.
Right.
But she is naked, as you can imagine she would be at this point, looking like Carrie. And,
yep, exactly.
She just kind of blinks hard at everyone and says, I don't know what happened, but I'm sorry. And she steps outside, still kind of wondering what happened.
Roll a perception check.
She's so perceptive.
That was enough. With all the shouting and stuff, you see similar town guard. There is a very obvious magical caster type, and then a very large, hulking, armored individual following them, and they're very quickly shoving people aside. Like there's been a small crowd gathering, and they're shoving them aside, trying to get to you.
Brenna just looks up at them and goes, "Ah, shit." And
Yep, decision time, Brenna.
Yup. So I'm going to rely on something that I don't have a lot of.
Head for the hill.
Oh my good grief. Okay. She decides that retreat is the better part of valor and takes off.
Okay. Roll me. Let's see. Athletics or acrobatics, whichever one's better.
Athletics. Oh, God. Wow. I rolled a 1, effectively.
Okay. Let me try for them. So didn't they.
Oh, good.
Okay. So re-roll that.
Awesome. Oh, my gosh. What is going on? I have a +10 in athletics. I rolled a 1 and a 3. It's amazing.
They rolled a 12, so you managed to pull away slightly. You dart
Woohoo.
down like an alley. You try to break line of sight as often as possible. As you cut around a corner and you press your back up against the wall and you're listening,
Mm-hmm.
and your mind goes back to your homeland when you'd be on a hunt. And everything you'd be in the middle of a blizzard and everything was just white, and you wouldn't be able to rely on your sight necessarily, but sometimes you'd have to rely on sound.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead and roll me another athletics check.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's getting slowly better.
God dang it.
I'm staying in front of you, aren't I?
You hear them, they're close enough, you hear them one shout to the other that they're going to split and each go down an alleyway. With that information, you decide the proper course of action, and you choose the right alleyways to go down to evade capture. So I will say you've evaded them, but you are still a bloody naked woman carrying a giant axe in the middle of a city.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay, I'm going to roll an intelligence roll. This will probably not go well, but out of curiosity, if it would work. On the off chance, oh my lordy. Okay, good, it worked. She looks for clothes and tries to find some to steal. She picks men's clothes because she can hide a bit better her frame in it.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I'll say you find some.
Okay, and then she does her best to wipe off the blood, what hasn't completely dried on, and then she heads for the dock.
Okay. All right. The rest of you wake up. You guys get all your hit points back. You guys all got a restful sleep. When you go downstairs, you guys wake up to baked goods. And there are some patrons still in the inn. There's not nearly as many. There's only like 2 or 3.
Are the ventures not in there anymore?
Yeah, they're not.
So you said there's baked goods?
You smell baked goods.
Okay. Well, I will go find source of said baked goods.
It is not hard to find. It is coming from the kitchen.
I walk right into the kitchen.
As soon as you walk into the kitchen, you greeted with a loud thump as a large fork is slammed down onto a table and you're being glared at.
I return the glare.
What are you doing in my kitchen?
I smoke delicious food.
It's not ready yet. Get
But
out.
It's delicious.
Out. They start approaching you, holding the fork up.
You've bested me today, cook. You've bested me today. Is there anything in... Is there anything that looks like it's done?
Yeah, on like right near the door, there's a counter, and there are some baked goods on there, but you can tell that they're trying to wait until the platter is full before they bring it out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, you've bested me today, cook. You've bested me today. Then I'll take a step out. Then I'll immediately step back in, grab one, and run.
Okay, are you not trying to be sneaky about it?
Not at all.
Okay, roll. Hold on 1 second.
Thing 2 is gonna kick your ass.
I have a backup.
A backup ass?
Yes.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
No, Webby. Didn't get the fork out. Whiz save. Let me find it. There we go. 19.
You do manage to save. You feel your body start to tense up for a moment, and you felt this before. You can tell that this is the whole person smell, but you just kind of shake it off, and you look down at the pastry that you stole, and you give it a good sniff.
I look down on it. I look down.
Drives you to
exactly. I look down and say, "No, I shall not be held. I want delicious bread." And then I bolt out the door.
Okay.
I bolt out the door with a delicious bread, and I'm yelling delicious bread to the top of my lungs, and I leave.
Okay.
Are you putting the bread in your mouth as you run out the door to your school?
I am going like full chipmunk.
Now, are you leaving the inn altogether?
No.
You're just going out into the.
I get over here and then like I get over here and like I bend down behind the table and then like I peer over the table as I'm eating.
Okay.
Kind of seeing like, is he gonna follow me?
Okay. All right. What are the rest of you doing? Look at Astonis.
I'm gonna sit down at the table, and I guess I'm gonna take out that orb and just keep like studying it and taking out my books and studying it.
Okay. Trip.
I don't know. He would probably actually go relax in the pool or the bath or whatever it is.
Okay. Tannen.
Tannen would just be kind of over at an empty table, possibly over by the fireplace. Just enjoying breakfast real quick.
Okay. And Talon.
How much does like a breakfast cost for patrons? Like,
it depends on what they order, but generally, I don't know, like a couple silver, maybe.
all right. I'm gonna walk up to Zug
Okay.
and hand him a folded up note and we'll say 2 gold pieces, and I'll say
The note says redeemable for 1 sloppy handy J.
Whoa.
ooh, he's not a horse. Anyways,
How do you know? You haven't seen him.
that's true. It says he's a half orc.
I think the other half is.
Is he a fucking centaur orc? Is that?
That would be dope. That would
Yeah.
be dope.
I'm in for it.
I approve of this message.
Isn't? Oh no, never mind.
But I'll hand him a note and I'll say, hey, if that Minotaur comes back in, give him this, and then I'll give him 2 gold, and I'll say, and their meal's on me for that day. And then I'll go and sit, I guess, where Stannis and Tusk are, and just like put my hands in my head,
Okay.
lean on the table. I'll write you the note.
All right. Let's see. I will say. Let's go with Brenna first, since you're heading towards the docks. As you're heading towards the docks, you are going to be greeted by.
Oh, Lord.
Let's see. You're going to be approached by one of the spellcasting. He looks like one of the spellcasting guards, but he doesn't have his cohort with him, and he's not like avidly like shouting at you to stop or anything. He's just like casually kind of jogging up to you to catch up to you.
Okay. She looks around, notices his non-threatening demeanor, because I assume that's what is being presented.
Mm-hmm.
And she stops. But she is definitely keeping her eyes peeled for anything else.
Okay.
And she looks...
He's going to give you a deep bow. He's going to say, I'm sorry for interrupting. And anything, but he just kind of hands you a slip of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Brenna can't read, can she?
Nope, she can't.
He doesn't know this.
No, he doesn't. She looks at the paper and then looks up at him and says, "What does it say?"
He kind of looks up over at it and
Look, otherwise I'm going to have to get a gnome to read it, and I don't want to do it.
Okay, I'm sorry. He just kind of holds his hands up. Says, Alyssa wanted to meet with you and your group at your earliest convenience.
I can go right now. I don't know where the group is.
I mean, probably at your guys' outpost headquarters.
Well, here, lad. And she hands him back the piece of paper. Says, "You go find yourself a Talon, and you hand him that, and I'll go see this Alyssa, and they can meet up with me when I get there."
Right.
Okay? We good, Jimmy?
Yeah. You have something, and he kind of like reaches towards your face.
Yes, I'm aware. I haven't had a chance to wash it off yet.
Okay. Anyway, he'll just turn and start like quickly jogging away, and then he'll go into like a fast walk.
Okay. As he does, she keeps walking toward. How far away is she from the pier at this point?
Like 400 feet.
Okay. She walks the rest of the way to the pier, sticks her face in the water, washes it off, looks up and sees if she can see the boat. Is it in the dock, or did he take off?
Roll a perception check.
Oh, God.
Checks that proceed.
Hey, it's a crit!
You do not see the boat. You remember seeing where the boat was docked, but it is no longer docked there.
Bloody little of a dwarf, or gnome. And then she looks around. Is there another boat around? Another ship?
There's tons of boats.
Okay, she finds what looks to be the sturdiest looking of the bunch, having learned her lesson from last time, and walks up and says, "Oh, there's the captain there."
No, the captain's probably still at the inn, sleeping off his night.
You the first mate, then?
Aye.
Right. I might be needing some quick escape. No, not escape. That's the wrong word. Quick travel.
He arches an eyebrow at you immediately.
I might need a bit of a quick travel. Could I buy your boat from you? Or at least rent it for a bit?
It's not mine to rent or sell. We could take you on as a passenger. I'm sure that wouldn't be a problem. But it might cost you a little bit extra based off the urgency.
Fine. How soon will you be weighing anchor?
How soon are you going to need an escape? I mean,
travel speed. Travel speed, sir. She looks at him and says, "Look, I don't know quite yet, but it might be relatively soon. Maybe by this afternoon."
I could be ready in about an hour.
Okay, then. Good. We have an accord. She puts her arm out to you. Hand out to you.
He spits in it and grabs a hold of your hand.
She says, "And put the bill on Talon Nightbreeze. I'm sure he's good for it."
We don't do bills, especially something like this. We're going to want money up front.
Fine. I'll have it when I'm ready.
All right.
And she walks towards the wherever Alyssa is.
Okay. Back at the inn, same thing. One of the mage guards come walking in, and he starts looking around, and he notices Astonis. Talon, where were you again? You joined Tusk and them, right?
Yeah, and I have my hand like on my head's face down.
Yeah. So he's going to walk up to you guys and kind of hand Astonis the slip of paper that just says that Alyssa would like a meeting with all of you at your earliest convenience.
After reading it, I'm just gonna look up at the group and say, "Alyssa's awake. We need to go."
Oh yeah, Talon will stand up at that.
Okay, do you two just start walking towards the door?
Who's in? Yeah.
What's that?
What about Trip? Is he here?
Trip is back in the bath area.
Talon, you want to go grab Trip?
I'll nod. I'll walk back that way.
And Tannen, where were you again? Oh yeah, you were up here by the fireplace enjoying breakfast.
Yes.
Okay. So Astonis, you will see Tannen at the desk as well.
Oh yeah, I see him.
You just start walking out.
No, I'm waiting for Talon to get back.
Oh, okay. I see where this is going already. So Talon, you find Trip in the bathtub.
I'll say, Trip. Alyssa's up.
He was like leaning back in his eyes closed. When you say that, he'll pop open his eyes. Oh well, then we better get going. He kind of like waves his arm through the water. No, we never had anything like this in the abyss.
Water?
Well, no, not water, but you couldn't really relax there. If you took a minute to relax, either the devils or another demon would attack you to try to take what you had. It's nice just to be able to rest. And then he jumps out of the water, and he's completely naked. By the way.
Oh.
Yeah, that's seared in your brain, Talon.
Talon's gonna be like, oh, yeah, we usually wear like. Never mind. And then he goes to walk out, and then he stops, and he looks back, and he says, "Hey, have you seen Zidane?"
Not since we got off the ship.
Both of you roll a perception check real quick.
Wow.
Okay. You notice that when you turn back to look at Trip, and Trip is drying himself off or whatever, you guys will notice that drops of water are dripping upward out of the pool and splashing against the ceiling.
That cannot be good.
No.
Or Trip just hasn't taken a bath in so long that the water is actively rejecting him.
Could be. It's like, no, demon dirt.
This isn't your average kind of funk. This is beyond our pay grade. We're out of here.
Can I try to see if I can tell what's causing it?
If you watch it for a minute, it does start to create like a weird smiley face on the ceiling, so you get the hint of what you think might be causing it.
He's just gonna, after he dries, he's just gonna throw it down. Let's get the hell out of here.
Okay. I'll walk out.
Okay, Talon, you walk back into the room and back to Astonis, I guess.
Wait, hang on. Where was Tannen?
Tannen is in the common room.
Oh, yeah.
He was just over by the fireplace at his own little table, enjoying breakfast.
Oh.
But since Tannen is new, I'm sure Talon wouldn't even remember him.
Well, I just had a conversation with them last night.
You also drank a shit ton of alcohol last night.
I'm just confused. You're talking about me or Tannen?
I think both. But is Trip walking out naked?
Yeah, he's walking through naked, headed for the stairs.
I'm gonna do like I'm gonna do minor illusion to have like a little cloud around his genitals, so that we don't need to look.
Well, I don't think he came out here.
Yeah.
No.
The stairs are.
No, the stairs are.
No, he didn't come out there naked. Then he just went to the stairs.
Okay. I'm gonna look at Talon. Where's Trip?
I think he's getting so close. Hey, have you seen Zidane?
No. Can't you just summon him?
I look at my necklace and try to let him out if he's in there.
I'll say after a moment, you feel like an odd pulse of energy, and then Zidane pops out.
Ugh. Forgot he was in there. Hey, Zade. I pet him.
Purrs at you, and then kind of sniffs and starts back towards like the kitchen.
He's hungry. I'm gonna feed him real quick while Zade or while Trip's changing.
Okay. And Tez, where did you wander off to?
After I finished eating my stolen contraband, I just popped up here. And just having like morning.
Oh, you're okay.
Coffee.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You ducked behind the table first.
Yep. I jumped on the table, finished eating my bread, and then I sat down.
All right.
Were you like hunched down behind the table, just eating your bread the entire time?
Until I
Yeah.
finished the bread, yes.
Okay.
It was like Gollum eating a fish.
Is nobody going to point out the fact that your chef almost cast a spell on me?
I didn't see that.
You're right, but I know that, and I'm acting accordingly. What kind of chef you got?
The magical kind.
Yeah. They make magical food. Magically delicious. They only serve Lucky Charms.
All right. Well, once he was dressed, Trip would be back down here.
All right, so everybody's in the common room.
Okay. When I see Trip coming, then start walking to the door.
Walk through the geishas. Why do you exist?
I follow Stannis.
Let me see if I would notice Tannen sitting at the table. Would I? With an 18?
Yeah.
I'll kind of say because I'm behind, because the Stannis is in front and then Talon's next, so I'll just kind of say behind Talon. Are we bringing Tannen? Kind of thumb over to him.
I'll just be like, yeah, is he not coming? I look over towards him.
As you look at him, he's just, sitting there taking a sip of coffee.
I like to imagine Tannen was just looking at us the entire time, just like,
Yeah.
come on, guys,
Please,
come on.
please, let me in the game.
Tannen's actually kind of facing away. He's got his back to you guys, a bit to the side. I've kind of set up my token the way that he would be facing and stuff on the page.
I'll just yell, Tannen, we're going to see Alyssa. Do you want to come, or are you staying here?
I'd be happy to accompany. But who's Alyssa? I don't think this has come up.
Let's go.
Okay, walk and talk, and I'll take another bite of toast and put it down.
Webby, before I walk out, I'm gonna look towards Tez and you might want to meet Alyssa. She's quite skilled with magic. She might be able to help you with your problem.
Trip's going to raise an eyebrow. Problem?
I would consider. Well, actually,
Tusk is going to cut in. Yeah, well, apparently our cook is casting spells at him. This seems like a problem to me.
wait, what? Our cook can cast spells?
It was provoked.
According to him, yeah.
It was provoked.
Wait, no. I'm not. There's not the fact that they did it. I'm just, he can cast magic.
Right. Why didn't he help us in the fight against the big old orc?
I have
Why
one
is he
question
just a
for
cook?
you. I have one question to answer that question.
Yeah.
Did you ask him to help you in the fight?
Well, he was kind of chained up. That might be why he didn't help.
I just give you this look, like this dumbfounded look, and then I just turn the Tusk in his mouth like, he's serious?
She nods. And then she turns to Talon and says, perhaps he was out of spell slots. And then she turns to look at seemingly nobody. And
Hard cam.
I scurry around and put my head in front of hers and look forward. What are you looking at?
okay.
And then Tez walks in front of both of you, blows in the lens and then wipes it off.
So you guys all head towards the manor where Alyssa's office is.
Well, did Tez say
Where's
he's
Brenna?
gonna come?
I've got nothing better to do.
Okay, then yes.
As we're walking, I'll say, has anyone seen Brenna?
There's more of you?
I'm kind of sigh. Yeah.
When she left the ship, she headed off in that direction, and I'll kind of wave in the general direction which way she went, because I was the last one off the ship.
It was
Webby,
more
would
towards
I-
like the southeast, where you guys are going to be going here,
Would I,
slightly northeast.
since I was born in Cairn, will I know like what kind of buildings or like establishments are at that area that she walked towards?
Well, that's kind of tough because Cairn has been under reconstruction and rebuilding for
Right.
pretty
Okay.
drastically lately. You can guess based off of Brenna and your knowledge of the city that she probably went to a whorehouse.
Yeah, if she's a Viking. I mean, yeah.
So, so you guys head out.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I will say, just as you guys are getting to the manor, as you walk in, remember there's kind of like a, I guess like a reception kind of area. They're just making sure that nobody just like walks upstairs and interrupts like council meetings and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a small waiting area. As you guys get there, we will cut back over to Brenna. And Brenna, this happened moments before.
Yep.
So Brenna, you walk in because you know where this building is anyway, and you walk right up to the reception person to let them to announce yourself.
Yeah.
And you see her scribbling with a quill and ink onto some parchment, and you immediately go into a rage.
Oh, great.
And then as the party shows up, you see Brenna. She's throwing things and kicking and punching the countertop with I guess the quote unquote, for all better term, for all intents and purposes, it's a secretary behind the counter is backed up against the wall just watching, and Brenna is tearing up paper.
She's naked.
No, she's
No.
clothed.
Oh.
Yeah,
She's
I'm wearing
men's clothes.
yeah, I'm wearing loose-fitting men's clothes.
Not
Is she using her
paper.
axe at all?
Yeah, I always have my axe. Hello.
No, are you using your axe? So you said you're ripping up paper, but like
No,
I'm not-
she's more so just kind of being destructive with her own force, not using her axe.
I
I'm
look
gonna
at
cast. I'm gonna cast suggestion
Mm-hmm.
and say, Brenna, calm down.
Okay, does it work?
What's I believe that's a saving throw, yeah.
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. For me?
Are there any types
Yeah.
of people who are immune to that?
Creatures that can't be charmed are immune.
Yes, there's no effect.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You
Okay.
can't
She's
be harmed?
raging.
Oh,
Also, Brenna, make sure you mark off that rage for the day.
Okay.
So after a couple moments, once Brenna has sufficiently torn up the piece of paper that the lady was writing, and it is no longer anywhere to be seen, Brenna, your rage subsides.
She kind of blinks really hard. Her eyes change from crystal blue to their normal color. The frozen smoke, which had been more or less coming out of her nose, dissipates. And she sort of looks around with a very quizzical look on her face and looks over at Trip and goes, "What the is going on?"
you tore up that lady's paper is what's going on, and I'm gonna go try to see if I can salvage that paper.
She
Oh, no, there's nothing left
blinks.
to salvage on that paper.
Can I cast mending?
No, I don't think that wouldn't work in this instance.
It's a single breaker tear. That's not enough.
Can I constantly keep casting mending
So
like I'm taping it
You're
over?
gonna sit there for 20 minutes mending every
Uh,
tear in the.
She did rage tear it up. It's probably in like 100,000 pieces or something.
Fine.
Let me just see.
So fine. I'm going to.
It doesn't actually mention paper at all, by the way.
It's mending an object I touched. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Right. Okay.
So, as long as it's no larger than a foot. So paper is not normally more than.
So, Brenna, to give you an idea, because I will say that this has subsided fully now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Your D10,000 roll that you rolled earlier
Mm-hmm.
made it where you cannot tolerate the presence of wet ink.
Oh, good lord. Aha.
Just be thankful that you did that now and not when Astonish was trying to transcribe a spell into his spell book.
Oh, dude, fuck you. We throwing down if that happens.
Well, you can't charm me, so you wouldn't be doing much. No.
I have other ways.
I have learned you should always keep a backup spellbook somewhere. So after
Or
you
you
calm
could just
down,
have them
I kind of
on
look at my
yours.
hand and go, "Did that work? I don't."
Did what work?
I tried to calm you down with a spell, but I didn't think it worked. But then you just kind of stopped.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Something weird happened earlier.
The secretary will clear her throat. Ahem.
Weirder.
And she'll just point to the stairs.
Yeah.
Fine. She turns around and walks up the stairs. Doesn't even look at anything. Just turns around and walks up.
Since I know about like what happened with the water and such, can I make an intuitive leap with this? Or no?
Probably, yes.
Okay, so I'll just say it again. It's Troll. He's here in Cairn somewhere, causing chaos.
Maybe we can talk to Alyssa about that. Maybe she can help or offer suggestions.
He looks
Like-
doubtful, but he kind of shrugs and starts walking up the stairs.
So Webby, I'm gonna cast mending once or twice on the shreds, and then look up at the secretary. I'm like, I'm sorry, this is not gonna work, and then I just leave.
What's going on?
She just sighs. You guys walked in and Brenna was rage ripping paper from a secretary. It was fun. This was Tez's first introduction to Brenna. She just walked in on this lady raging on this secretary and ripping up a bunch of papers and making a mess of her desk. It's good. And then you guys are all going upstairs.
I'm not sure if hold person is a charm. It's not, is it?
He wasn't casting hold person. He was casting suggestion.
No, I'm thinking that I'll cast hold person.
As she's going up the
it-
step.
Hey, Webby.
Okay.
She's not
like,
raging.
Okay, my bad. I thought we were still going over how she was still raging. Okay, my bad.
Yes, Tez.
Yeah, I'll walk. When I see all the paperwork and I see how that hurried turned over, she's just kind of looking disheveled. I walk over to her desk and find a cup that got knocked over, and I just turn it back over, and then I'll hold a seed in my hand and use Jurycraft, and I'll just make a flower bloom and just put it in. I just put it on there. Better already. And then I just leave.
She gives you a half smile, yeah. All right, so as you guys all walk upstairs, again, Lorenzo's at the end of the hallway, and he opens up the door and ushers all of you guys in. And when you get in there, Alyssa is sitting at her desk. She looks very pale, somewhat weak, but awake. And kind of leaning on the edge of her desk, you guys also see Bale.
Oh, no, not again.
I'm gonna look at Bale and say, I assume you know who's here.
He just lets out a long sigh and just...
Oh,
More pressing matters, Trip.
More pressing than that?
I would say so. And Bale is going to walk over to Talon and just hand him a slip of paper.
While
Talon will
Bale
take-
does that, oh sorry,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say while Bale does that, Tanden's gonna step forward and hand Bale a slip of paper.
So like there's like this weird triangle where Bale is handing Talon a slip of paper with his right hand and then just reaching out with his left quizzically. What's this?
And I'm gonna send a whisper to you.
Okay.
It
After
says, "Do you like me?" with check marks, yes or no.
God damn it! Way to ruin the joke. Nah.
I'll take the paper and walk over towards Alyssa and like
Just do all players. It's handy. There, you guys should all have a new handout now. So, Talon, what were you doing?
like as he gives me the note, I'll walk over towards Alyssa and just like lean down in front of her and try to like look her in the eyes, and I'll say, "I'm sorry, but I couldn't keep him alive."
She nods, and she just kind of like rests her hand on the side of your arm. She's like, I know. And you did what you could. We all did.
Talon nods and like puts his hand on her hand, and then just he'll stand back up and look at the piece of paper.
All right.
Webby, is it the one that says recipe?
Yep.
Okay, I'm confused. But go ahead, tell.
I look to Bale and back to Alyssa and say, what's this?
So, the reason I needed Alyssa for the time that I took her from you was I needed to locate and acquire a very specific artifact. One that's going to be helpful in the closing of this demonic rift that you opened. And he specifically eyes Talon.
Talon rolls his eyes a little bit, and like after I like look over the list, I'll pass it to Astonis. But then I'll just let him keep
I'm like
talking.
reading over everyone's shoulder, just like
I'm just like looking through all this stuff, and I'm like, God damn, so much. Like,
So as he's explaining this, he's looking down at this thing that Tannen handed him, and his face goes blank. Kind of curls into a slight frown, and he looks up at Trip. He just shakes his head slowly, and then burns the slip of paper, and looks back at Talon and starts regarding Talon again. Says, for this ritual, you guys needed the bowl that was used the first time a rift was opened. I had to go acquire this bowl. I couldn't necessarily do it myself. She's kind of like a recharge station of sorts. I had to kind of siphon energy off of her to get us through this. And he pulls out of his bag a large pale white bowl with several runes inscribed all around the outside and some along the inside, and places it on Alyssa's desk.
Talon puts his hands behind his back.
So you have to get all the ingredients on that list, put them in the bowl, complete the ritual, and if all goes right, that should shut the rift. Then it's just a matter of batting cleanup here on the material plane.
Hey, let me see that. Let me see that list real quick.
I'm still reading it.
Oh,
As I'm looking at it, I'm just gonna say, Alyssa, is he telling the truth?
Alyssa looks at you and she nods and she says, "Trust me, he wouldn't be here if he wasn't."
Okay.
Tannen, Bale reaches out in front of you and snaps his finger, and another sheet of paper pops up and he hands it to you. It's just a copy of the recipe.
oh, thank you. And that was a nifty trick, by the way. Okay. Oh yeah, I got like half the stuff in my bag.
Do you do?
No,
You don't?
half the shit is impossible.
I don't even know what half the shit is.
Tannen, a
Helen,
good chunk of this list actually stands out to you. Hold on one second. That's the wrong page.
My handouts.
Things. No, I'm just going to tell you. Things. 2 vials of hellish ichor, 1 vial of ectoplasm, Garistro teeth. The name Garistro stands out to you. These are all demons and devils and things that you can potentially harvest from them.
And I'll relay that information and say, yeah. So we gotta go hunting for some shit. And oh, buddy, Garistro. Garistro is practically made of teeth.
Garistro.
Astonis, some of this stuff you'll know that there's a chance you guys could find these. These are just common spell components that you guys could find in some shops.
Hey, Bale, can you give me another one of the lists?
He sighs and just snaps his.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'll relay that to everyone. Some of these we can just buy, but I'm gonna go down the list and look up at Bale the sight of an innocent.
He's gonna look at you and he's gonna kind of shrug his shoulder. This list, it's the closed demonic portal that you guys opened. I mean, take it for what you will.
And then from there, I'm like, diamond dust? You want me to break a diamond?
Or you can just purchase diamond dust.
I'm telepathically communicating the stuff I'm writing to you on Facebook, by the way, to Bale.
Oh,
I'm gonna say put my piece of paper in front of me and say, for those who can't read, and I look down at Zidane, blood of the Umbra, 2 platinum rings, fine quality incense, something touched by a wish, ruby dust, diamond dust, proof of humanity in the damned, 2 kinku feathers, a kraken eye, hair of a lion, 1 page from a tome of darkness, 2 werebear claws, the sight of an innocent, griffin feather, 1 cursed item, 4 manicore teeth, 1 vial of blood heated for combat, 1 vial of foul ichor, 3 motes of unholy fire, 1 vial of abyssal soil, magical essence of something passed down for generations, 2 Garistro teeth, and I look at Tannen for a second, 1 vial of ectoplasm, energy from the catalyst that opened the gate, water blessed by the light, 2 vials of hellish ichor, 2 seeds of chaos, heart of a demon, and the heart of a devil.
Well, I don't care what you do, but you're not taking my side.
At the and I look at her like innocent. But at the last when he says heart of a demon and heart of a devil, I'm gonna look over at Trip and Bale like the moment he says those lines.
he looks back at you and he just slowly shakes. I'm not giving you mine.
You're not using yours.
You can't have mine.
I would prefer not to give mine up if possible as well.
I'm just petting Zidane and listening to you guys go back and forth.
Trip,
Well, now Tez knows we're demons.
Trip, you have a brother though.
That's true. Tez, now you know that the Trip is a demon and that this character, Bale, in front of you is also a demon, apparently.
I've seen weirder things.
Fair enough.
Trip, you do have a brother though.
He actually looks almost like you slapped him in the face.
Hey, well, wait a minute. I mean, you guys, since you guys are demons, you guys don't know of any old demons or young demons that are just ready to kick the bucket?
Oh, there's plenty of demons out there.
I'm
joking. The world is full of them now.
Do you know of any of ones or any demons or devils that just maybe they don't want to put up much of a fight? We could just go
find yourself an imp.
Yeah, I'm saying we've killed demons and devils before.
Don't you have dominion over imps or something? Can't you just call them?
Do you? I'm not looking, Bale. That'd be cool.
He presses his fingers on the bridge of his nose. He says, I don't want to have to burn all of you into piles of ash. Okay.
Well, then if you do that, you're not finishing this list.
Is that on this list? And I look down.
Who is this guy? How come I haven't met this guy before?
How come I haven't met this guy before? He's great.
I'm Talon.
Not you, this guy.
When he says that, I slap you and he goes, he's talking about me, dummy.
Huh. This is Tez.
I'm Tez. I shake your hand, but I'd much rather pet Zidane.
Yeah. I'll start petting him too.
I also
I just
start
pick up
petting
Zidane.
Zidane.
He's mine now. I just walk away.
Lorenzo, over at the door, will chime up. He'll say, well, I don't know about the rest of the list, but I can at least help you with that first one whenever you're ready. Or whenever you need it.
I pull a knife on, just jab it in his throat. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, Jesus.
Should we get it now?
Something touched by a wish. I might be able to help with that. But
You have something touched by a wish?
Yes. But I'll give it to. Wait. Can I just give it to Bale later?
What?
Can you at least tell us what it is? Can you at least tell us what it is? So if you, I don't know, meet an untimely demise, we're not just rummaging through your crap trying to figure it out?
That's exactly what Bale says. He says, you guys can give me whatever ingredients you want, bring them back to the bowl whenever you want. I prefer the bowl stay with her.
Okay, well, I'll deposit it right after this meeting, so we don't need to worry about that.
Can I ask a question to you?
Why are you being so shady?
Yeah, it sounds like you're trying to make a shady bank transaction. I'm just saying.
I am.
I've known Astonis for a long time, guys.
When you say that, I just shake your hand. It's like, I admire the honesty. Like, it's not you're trying to make a shady bank transaction. I am.
No, yeah, I am.
Right.
I mean,
sir, it sounds like you're trying to rob this bank. Oh, I am. Oh, okay. Just checking.
So,
let's just say nobody's gonna miss it.
Ooh.
oh,
That hurt on multiple levels.
It did.
No, because you don't know it exists, so you can't miss it.
Yeah,
That
no.
hurt out of character on multiple levels.
No, that hurt Austin. And
Yeah.
Chris isn't talking to you anymore. That's how bad it hurt him.
dun, dun, dun.
Wait, Webby's gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Hey, let's just figure this.
No,
And
I
since
was
Alan
upset.
didn't stop me, I've claimed Zidane. He's mine now. I just carry him away.
Astonis, what is your deal?
What?
I was asking Astonis what his deal is.
Why you shady, man? Talking to you. Why you shady?
It's who I am.
No, that's bullshit. And I pull out your card. It says greedy, and it says, what's some other words to describe Astonis? It says greedy, and it says
Shady. That's it. That is literally it. Greedy and shady. That is it.
Honestly, Shady might be on that list.
You could actually also put like secretive on there.
Yep.
If you-
That goes with shady.
all right.
Tannen, you
It's
guys.
an object that I have that I don't want other people to know that I have. That's all you need to know.
Okay. That's fair.
I
Since
trust
you're
that.
not willing to part with, are you going to part with the item today?
Yes, I'm gonna give it to Bale as soon as. Yes.
You're alone.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Actually,
So
hold up.
nobody kill him before he
Is
gives it to Bill.
Webby, are you back yet?
No.
Okay, I need to talk to. Yeah, that's fine. Yes, I will not leave this room then. I'm sure no one's gonna kill me before then, hopefully. And I'm looking around at all of you.
Boulder falls on you.
Like
I don't know, let's
literally
see.
everyone is
Roll
staring at
1d
you right now.
roll 1d 10,000. Astonis gets ported to another dimension.
Webby, can I? Can you?
Roll a T, 10,000, sure.
No. Let's see. No, just continue. I'll message you on Facebook.
Have you guys ever just had the feeling like dice determine everything we do?
Like, you ever wonder why we're here?
Bale looks at
I get that reference.
Tez and just like with that like wide-eyed slow nod, like you just had the same thought. It's like, oh man, yeah, we're connected now. We're best friends. We think alike.
We do.
No. Brenna looks at
no.
Alyssa and says, I see one of these things could possibly count for me. What exactly is magical? Oh God. So she hasn't read it. She's heard this. She says, magical essence is something passed down for generations. Does that mean
Stab her
I
in the throat.
lose? Shut up. Beat you up. She looks at her axe and looks back at them and says, I mean, this fits the bill, but is that going to like steal all the magic out of it?
I honestly wish I could give you a straight yes or no answer to this. I'm not sure. I wasn't part of the original ritual when it took place ages ago, literally. So I'm not exactly sure, but I mean, if it's something as precious as that, I probably wouldn't necessarily offer that up unless it's absolutely necessary.
Alyssa, for a cursed object or a cursed item, could we use the mask that I brought to you?
I think we need that for energy from the catalyst that opened the gate.
Can it be both?
Well, there lies a complication, and she looks at Astonis and says, the order. She just kind of pauses for an acknowledgement from Astonis.
I'll give a little like nod.
Is no longer in possession of the mask.
Did we lose it, or did someone take it?
Webby,
Yes.
do I have any info in regards to the mask that maybe they don't know?
You knew who was hunting for it back when you were tasked with trying to retrieve it.
I will fill people in.
It was a necromancer.
Do I have the necromancer's name?
I believe I gave it to you.
I also believe you did.
I don't know if you have it written down in your backstory at all.
In front of me right now, no.
Let me look. But yes, it does seem that it was taken.
Where was it being held? Like, was it in a specific room, or was it Someone studying it, or
It was in the secure vault in the Mage Tower in the school.
that wasn't. Go ahead.
To my knowledge, only 2 people in Karen have access to that vault. So
The vision I had, the person who was stealing something, it wasn't the mask, was it? Or do I remember?
you're not sure.
Some of these things seem kind of straightforward, right? Like a griffin feather, manicore teeth. I heard they call those moonbus.
Bale slaps you. Like hard.
Can I also slap you?
Yes.
Oh, guys,
Also slap.
guys.
Why are you
I'll
guys
join.
slapping me?
I'll join.
Hey, I can help.
Get slapped Julius Caesar style. Like one person slaps him, he turns into another slap, into another slap.
Tannen, what were you saying? I mean,
I've got it says 2 seeds of chaos here. Now either seed of chaos is just anything that is chaotic, or it could be could be one of these. And I'm gonna take out 2 of the beans from my bag of beans.
what are those?
These are well, they're beans. But they're sort of magical. They were given to me by this guy, and he said that if I plant them along my travels, then I'll have good luck, and it will bring me great fortune.
Have you done that at all?
Yeah, a few places, here and there, And so far, it brought me to you guys. And, of course, it brought me here, and I just so happened to have this bag of beans. And I think that seeds, honestly. The seeds.
You have seeds of chaos.
Maybe?
Bale, can you confirm if these are in fact seeds of chaos?
I'll hand the 2 over to Bale.
He'll toss one up in the air and catch it in his mouth and immediately spit it back out into his hand, and then just toss them into the bowl. Yep. And he starts scraping his tongue.
Oh,
Okay. Well, when it says 1 page from a tome of darkness, you have that in quotes. Is that like the title, or just any spell book of dark magic?
Roll Arcana, specifically you, Astonis.
Don't choke. Good job.
Tomes of Darkness are specifically written and can only be understood by wizards. They are books that essentially their instruction manuals to become a lich, like step by step.
Okay, so question. This is a throwback. The way I was introduced to the entire game was that I needed to go into a cave to find a book from a necromancer. Was that a Tome of Chaos?
You mean a Tome of Darkness?
Yeah, sorry.
Probably.
In that case, I gave that to Walter. So,
Yeah.
Okay, Alyssa, I might be able to help with that one at least. The page from the book there, also, and also regarding a cursed object. What? Yes.
No, I think you're going to say what I was going to say. Continue.
I don't think.
That
What
bowl.
a bowl. That yes, okay, you were actually. I wasn't sure if you were there for that one. What a bowl that makes people want to give money count as a cursed object?
If it is cursed, then
We now have a nesting bowl.
So
You would remember that Walter did tell you it was a cursed object.
okay, then we can probably take that.
Yeah, you guys
mark
could
that
have
off.
like this Russian nesting bowl thing going, a bowl within a bowl within a bowl.
I'm sure I can work with Walter to get some of these items and some of the more mundane magical items.
And if we're never ever not sure if something works, then we can just have Bale lick it. Apparently.
So that only works for chaos. Okay. God. He still scrapes his tongue a few times.
We can also get 1 vial of blood heated for that right now if you want.
Not in this building. Go do it outside. Looking at Brennan or Brenna.
Tez will look at Bale for a second. So the mask, it's confirmed that that's kind of what opened the gate.
Oh, that was definitely the catalyst that opened the gate. Right, Talon?
Well, I might be able to help with the energy from the catalyst then. And then he'll look at him and he'll kind of unwrap his arm and kind of show him his hand. Not the whole way, just like the hand. So if you can siphon some energy off this.
Bale will step forward and just grab your arm and just inspect it. And then he just kind of like drags you at first until you willingly walk with him over to the bowl.
Mm-hmm.
He essentially puts your hand near the bowl around the inside, and you see a faint glow around this dark part of Tez's arm, and then 1 ring of runes around the bowl begin to glow. Seems like that works. I'm not licking your arm.
Come on, just a lick. Just a lick.
Did you?
He licks your arm.
Tasty?
Yeah,
Did I what?
I've had better.
I know that you looted from the devil defeated. Is there a heart among things there?
I don't think there was. Did I not write down all the stuff I had from that thing?
From the devil?
Well, I mean, he wasn't truly dead. You have to go into the abyss or the 7 hells to fight them there in order to actually kill them. So, there.
You did not get a heart.
What's
You did, however, get 3 devil claws, if that's on the list, but I don't think that's on the list.
And then I think I actually didn't give away the items from that thing yet, but I know there was like a helmet and some stuff, but I think you Facebooked me, right, Patrick, for that?
Yep.
Okay, I'll look through that, but okay. No, I don't think I got any hearts from that.
What were you going to ask, Talon?
What's ectoplasm?
Tannin.
Ectoplasm is the residue left behind by a ghost or
Correct.
a ghastly entity.
Correction. Ectoplasm is something that can be harvested by a shadow demon. And only a shadow demon.
Hey, why don't we kill the demon, get his heart and his ectoplasm? 2 birds, 1 stone.
It's more difficult than that. It's a shadow demon, so he's a being of pure darkness. I'm not sure if he has a heart. That's something that I suppose maybe Bale could instruct us on, but you know.
Bale's looking at Trip like, where did you pick these guys up?
We picked him up.
His head.
Listen, contrary to what you guys might believe, all devils, all demons, we all have hearts. Okay.
Huh.
What about the undead?
Some darker than others, but we all still have that particular organ.
I nod the whole time. I'm just like, yep.
And as far as some of these things like a heart is concerned, and maybe even a couple of other of these things, you understand that if you harvest some of these things, they're going to deteriorate over time. So either make that your last pit stop or find
Or we
a
could
way
summon a
to
demon here.
preserve them. Alyssa's going to arch her eyebrow. She's going to say, we're not
Kidding.
summoning any more
Kidding.
demons into
Kidding.
Cairn.
Kidding. Karen's my home too. I don't want to see it.
I already have one demon more than I want in this city.
Ooh.
I look at both Bale and Trip and just keep looking back and forth.
Bale-
Jeez, trowel.
When that happens, as you're
Bale
looking back
nods
and
and
forth,
just
I'm
crosses
also looking
his
back and
arms.
forth. I slowly reach into my pocket and just drop a fork between both of them and back up. How's it gonna go?
Gotta battle for that home turf, bruh.
Bale uses telekinesis and grabs the fork and stabs into Trip's leg.
Hey,
My leg is armored, so just bing.
He used to be a
Hey,
demon.
Bale?
Then he took a fork to the knee.
Oh God!
God damn it. What were you
Hey,
saying?
I'm gonna take out one of the devil horns, which says curse on it. I'm gonna say, will this qualify as a cursed object?
Just pick up an object, write cursed on it. Disqualify?
No, I mean the description of it, and it says curse.
Yeah. No, it would.
Okay, then I'll throw it into the cup again.
Now, Bale will stop you first.
Uh-huh.
Now, listen. Are you sure you want to
Let me actually look at-
sacrifice the devil
Yeah.
horn over this bowl that could potentially come into your contact again and force you to give away all your money?
I'm gonna like freeze it, like. Good point. And I'm gonna put that horn back in. I will be back with. Actually, someone else will be bringing the bowl to you. I'm not touching that again.
All right. Well, some of this stuff, I mean, maybe if you guys want to go and discuss where you think you can find some of these things.
Well, I mean, if we want to get water blessed by the light, Talon can just go around telling everyone I'm a vampire again.
Mm. We
You are
get
looking kind of pale there, Trip.
That joke is beyond the pale.
Oh, God.
What's that mean, Tanner?
Oh, God.
Oh god.
Bale, I think you could leave now if you want. I know I do.
I don't suppose you want to get us one vial of abyssal soil.
Yeah, if I have to, I will. Save that one for last if need be. Just saying. If I don't have to go back there, I don't want to.
Same.
I think we're gonna have
or you can just get it out of the way now, and you don't have to go back ever again.
I
Well, we're-
could plane shift this gnome there and let you back.
That's fine. You can
Really?
do that.
Could you?
You can do that.
like,
You
I'll have
volunteered.
to get a notebook.
Tenon, it'll be very, very difficult to get back.
Yeah, huh?
Uh-huh.
I mean, I'm
Hey.
familiar.
If it gives you hope, I too came back from an alternate dimension. Thumbs up.
Which?
Who are you?
That's Tez. Oh, Tez, this is Tanner. Tanner, this is Tez.
I-
Tez, that's Brenna.
You guys just seem to pick up strays, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, we do, and I'm looking directly at Tannen.
Hey, Astanis. I was also referring to myself. Thank you for pointing out the joke. Go fuck yourself.
I just stand here and say, well, technically, I was here first.
Alyssa
That
will
is
say,
actually
technically, I was here first.
Technically,
I'm
I was bloody well
148 years old.
kidnapped.
I'm 138. Bring it.
I'm 148. I was here first. Go fuck yourself.
You weren't here
Fuck
for
you
that.
guys. I'm out.
I was born
I
here.
Go back. I'm walking out, going back to the inn.
As
Like,
you leave
I'm
the
done.
room, I say, don't walk away from me. I just
Oh,
teleport outside the
actually,
room.
Tannen, before you do, I guess Tez too. Roll Arcana checks.
I can roll that kind of check. Did it not roll? Why didn't you roll?
I do not see it.
Damn you. Roll. There we go.
Mosquito.
Before this resolves, I would like to bend luck, if
Okay.
possible.
Okay.
Very secretly, just between you and me, Webby, and everyone else on the call. It says when a creature in sight makes an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw, which this would be an ability check. I want to use a reaction to roll the d4 and apply the result as a bonus or penalty to the creature's roll.
Okay.
I argue, how would this work? Like, if I'm assuming we're just realizing something.
That's a 4, and I want to make it a negative to Tess's roll.
That brings it to a 16. Okay. All right. I mean, I guess it'll affect Tez a little less. When you guys walked into this office, you felt an immense shift of power, like magical energy. Tannen, the last time you recall feeling this much magical energy, or when some of the higher sorcerers in the Wildspire got together, like just that amount of magic in one spot. This is that same feeling to you, but tenfold, coming from just this one room. And with your roll, I will say that you'll be able to distinguish that it's coming more from Alyssa than it is from Bale.
I'm gonna turn around and just look at Alyssa.
It is almost to the point where you're like queasy, like it's overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
Tez, you feel almost the same thing, but it's not as prominent with you. Like you can sense like there's an immense power, arcane power in this room. So that's all. I forgot to do that when you guys walked in.
Where's Astonish's roll? I'm sure he would feel it.
He already did the first time he met Alyssa.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like I start shaking and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, Tannen.
Oh, thank you.
So Tannen walks out after all that?
Yeah, Tannen helped with the bowl, and he's out. He's
When you leave, I'm still talking to you, and you leave. I'm like, don't walk away from me, and then I disappear and I'm gone. I just teleport out of the room and follow you.
I feel like you and I are just competing with like you're teleporting and I'm using Misty Step, so we're just like pew 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 past each other.
Yes, that's exactly what's happening. That is exactly what's happening.
So now that those two knuckleheads are gone, let's get down to business, I suppose. Bale looks at all of you.
As he does, Brenna looks over at Alyssa and says, I think I might have done something earlier. I didn't have no control over it, but your local constabulary might come looking for you.
What kind of something are you referring to?
Well, when I was at the girl's place, shall we say, I had a dream, and the dream became about fighting with my sisters. And then the next thing I know, they were screaming and people saying that people had been killed and shouting and blaming me, and I was covered in blood. But as far as I know, I didn't do nothing. I was just sleeping.
As Brenna's explaining this trip, you hear giggling in your head.
So I'm gonna look to Bale and then to Alyssa. Trowel again.
Yeah, Alyssa, apparently there's a trickster demon that's following us. Or following him, and I'm pointing at Trip.
Alyssa's just gonna look at Bale and Trip, like, quizzically, like she doesn't have the energy for this.
There's a demon following you, Trip?
Yes. He's a trickster. Master of chaos. He looks at Bale. He was not welcome anywhere in the abyss by any other demon. Now that he's out, he's playing.
Seems like a good candidate for Heart
A
of the
heart
Demon.
operation.
Yes.
Oh, by all means, if you guys can pull that off, yes.
How dare he interfere with me and my girls?
Alyssa will stand up slightly and slide a piece of paper across her desk for you, Brenna.
She looks at it. She goes, I can't read.
I know, Brenna. If any of the town guard give you problems, show them this. As long as you promise me that you don't willingly or knowingly cause problems.
Sure. Not in Cairn. How about that?
Fair.
Okay. Agreed. And she picks up the piece of paper.
Okay. It's essentially just a pardon of sorts. And
Okay. Not that she can read it, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
She rolls up it into a little scroll and tucks it in her belt loop. And then thinks better of it and hands it to Trip and says, No, you better hand it to him. You know what it actually says.
Nope, Brenna, you should keep it because you two might
Yeah.
get separated.
Yes, in case I'm not with you.
Fine.
Actually, here, let me. May I? I'll stretch out my hand.
Why?
Do you want to? I can read it out to you. That way, you know exact. That way, if you show it to someone and they say like, "Oh, this is just a receipt for groceries." then you
Fine.
can say,
Yes, read it then, wizard.
Okay, I read it to her.
All right. It's essentially a temporary pardon for at least that particular incident. And it just states that that's going to be further looked into by a special team.
Brenna kind of smiles. You might say we'll get to the heart of the matter.
Talon falls on the floor, smacks his head, and dies.
I sit down. I find a chair somewhere in this room and I sit down.
Trip picks up a dagger and he looks to the door. Lorenzo kind of motions at the bowl.
He'll walk over and roll up his sleeve and hold his bowl.
I will slightly cut him.
Okay. What normally would be red liquid pouring from somebody's wound, you guys see a viscous black, almost tarry substance. And as it starts to dribble down his skin and drip into the bowl, you see little tentacles kind of coming from the liquid itself, reaching outward. It reminds you a lot of the shadow demon that you guys fought on Lestane on the beach.
That's
the Umbra fighter, I should say.
Something like that took Karnar.
Well, I mean, it is an ancient, not well-known art, I suppose.
Who taught you?
You get the gist that doesn't really know what he's talking about.
Who taught you, Lorenzo?
Self-taught. I was stuck somewhere very bad for too long. And thankfully I was, I guess, gifted with some extra abilities that allowed me to survive.
You got control of them and everything, right?
Most of the time.
Okay. I'll mark the blood of the Umbra off the list and say, Stannis, I think we know where we can get Kenku feathers.
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed off that I didn't collect some when we fought them, but yeah.
One in particular, if we can find him, but I guess any will do.
Mm.
And if this water blessed by the light is just holy water, is that what you said, Trip?
I believe so, yes.
That should be easy.
Most of this we should be able to find at shops. The platinum rings, the diamond dust, the ruby dust, the quality incense. A lot of it should just be here in town. Hair of a lion. I'm sure we could find most of this. Some of the other things are more difficult. And he pats Brenna on the shoulder. We could get one vial of blood heated for combat from a friend here.
Yeah, I expected you might say something like that. Better than me axe, anyway.
Some of the stuff seems metaphorical, like proof of humanity and the damned. How do you prove that?
So Trip, he puts the letter down on the desk and he walks over to the bowl. And he kind of looks down at it. And he crosses his arms over himself and he thinks about Abraxas. And now that he's gone, and he thinks about how much he misses Zeke. And slowly a tear starts to glide from one side of his eye, and he slowly moves his hand up, takes the tear, and lets it drop into the bowl.
Okay. It noticeably has an effect with some of the other some of the other ingredients that are in the bowl.
Did that do it?
Bale crosses his arms. He says, "So it is."
No, Bale, don't even pretend.
What? Me?
Oh, I thought you were gonna cry too. I'm like,
No.
there's no point. Yeah, like no one here is believing that.
What did he say? I couldn't hear it. You
said-
cut out.
He crosses his arms and looks at you, Trip. He says, "So it is true.
You cut out again.
Motherfucker, how's that?" Bale punches you in the gut so hard you vomit. Did that cut out?
Nope.
That one came in loud and clear.
He's saying it's true that you are a softie.
Oh. Yeah. He looks at him, and because he's still like it took a lot for him to even make that one tear, so he's kind of like drowning in sad memories at the moment, but he still manages to look angry, and he kind of just goes over and stares out the window in a huff, like.
High or low, Trip?
Low.
As you go to look out the window, you're going to see on a adjoining rooftop two images. It's one of Zeke and one of Abraxas fighting and just beating the ever-loving piss out of each other. And Bale just kind of starts to whistle and walks around.
Now I'm staring at daggers at him. It's not funny.
I thought it was. So I guess you can cross off pussy tears off your list there.
Talon makes a mark on his list.
Can I meet you guys back at the inn, and I have a moment with Bale?
Yeah. Come on, Chip. Maybe on the way we can pick up some of this other stuff.
Fine.
Bale will toss Trip a small glass vial, empty one.
He'll catch it.
Brenna, you want to come with us?
Or go where else? Where am I going otherwise?
I don't know. Didn't know if you had something.
Well, are you staying here or are you actually going to go do something?
Yeah, we're gonna go look for shit.
Well, then I'll join you, but I'm not going to join you just to sit around in a pub.
We're gonna go look for more of these items.
That's weird. I figured you would want to do that.
You would love to sit around in a pub.
Look, I've been sitting around in a pub the last day or so. I'm pretty much good with that now. Plus, I have someone to stab, and I prefer to stab.
I have a weird feeling something doesn't sit right with me. A turn order just popped up somewhere. I know it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Something to-
All right, so all of you guys leave the office.
Mm-hmm.
Lorenzo,
so
closes
they'll-
the door.
Okay, I'm still in there with Bill.
You're in there with Bale, Alyssa, and Lorenzo.
Okay, I'm just gonna go up to Bale and take out the skull and hand it to him.
He'll take it, and he'll just kind of start tossing it up and down in his hand like a baseball.
Will that work?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess we could try, right? And he just kind of plants it in the middle of the bowl. When he does, it does a full 360 slow turn. And then all of the ingredients that you guys have put in the bowl so far start slowly swirling clockwise around the skull.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, Alyssa, I will speak to Walter about the first item and the page from the book, and should I just have him bring it to you, or did you want me to get it from him, or?
I would rather until I figure broke into the vault or how they gained access. I'd prefer all of these types of items to go through you if you don't.
Speaking of break-ins, I had a vision, and then I'll explain to her the vision I saw from the druid. It was in Walter. Do I know that the that vault is near or in the same room as Walter's quarters?
It's not in the same room as Walter's quarters.
Oh, okay. Then okay. Well, then this happened in Walter's quarters, so I'm assuming that it doesn't necessarily mean that this is the same person that stole it, but maybe they took something from Walter's room that helped them break into it.
Possibly. Walter hasn't come to me saying that he's lost his key, but I mean, perhaps.
Maybe they made a copy of it somehow, or found another way.
Or used it and put it back.
Yeah. I asked Walter, last night to look into if anything is missing, but I haven't spoken to him today yet, but I can check with him again.
She'll nod at you.
Oh, and also I gave Walter the beating heart of the gargoyle that you requested. He should be giving it to you soon, unless he has already given it to you.
Her face actually lights up. No, he hasn't, but I look forward and I thank you, Astonis.
Yeah, I need just one last item. Is the blood from a farmer. But if it could just be any farmer that has felt lost, I'm sure that would be pretty easy to find in Cairn.
Balin will pipe up and say, well, why don't you just go find an innocent farmer with his eyes out? That's some loss right there, bud. Just saying.
Or I mean,
You're kind of killing two birds with one stone here.
I mean, you could do that. That way, I mean, you're already a demon.
Well, I didn't open this portal, and I've already done enough. I got this damn bowl. So, and Bale's just going to literally engulf in flames, and then the flames dissipate, and he's gone.
Okay, Alyssa. Glad. Oh, well, no, I guess that you don't really need to know about that one. But glad to see you back. I hope your recovery is speedy, and I'll bring you your items as soon as I can.
She'll nod. Thank you.
And I'll leave. I'll head back towards Walter.
Okay. I think that's where we'll end this episode.
This has been a Distractions Media production. To find out more about the things we do, visit our website at www.distractionsmedia.com. Did you know that many of your Distractions favorites also appear on Fate of Heroes? See what kind of wacky hijinks the Distractions crew get up to as superheroes in New Saint City. Now in its third season, our intrepid heroes are trapped in the past trying to make their way back to their own time. Just search Fate of Heroes in your podcast app.